Welcome all, this is Team 326 and we are presenting the credit research report for Bharti Airtel. First, we see the evolution of Bharti Airtel, which was started in 1995 as Bharti Telecom, and now they become the world's third largest and India's second largest telecom industry through its various operations and innovations. And second, when we see about the key business areas of Bharti Airtel. Bharti Airtel is a reputed integrated telecom service. Airtel is a reputed integrated telecom service operator having diversified operators in mobile services, home services, DTH, tower industry, and Airtel business. And in segment analysis, we found that the company had over 34.7 million subscribers, 7 crore subscribers in India as on September 2018. Also, over 403 million customers across its operations at the end of 2018. When comparing the 2017 to 2018. Revenue of Bharti Airtel, we can see that there is an increase in revenue of 2,05,192. Also in market shares, Bharti Airtel has its market shares in BSE and NSE. Also 3,997.4 million shares at the end of December 2018. Regarding the global presence of Bharti Airtel covers the vast areas of South Asian countries and Africa. And in industry overview, we can see that the major sectors of Bharti Airtel and the industry growth in telecom industry, they are ranked second in terms of telecommunication subscriptions globally, and 75% increased in internet coverage of Bharti Airtel. Internet coverage, where Bharti Airtel has only 57.44% growth in the telecom industries, and in tower infrastructure industries enabled rapid growth in telecom subscriptions. Of the number of telecom towers increased from a meager 1 lakh towers in 2006 to 4,71,000 towers currently. Also, the DTH industry is expected to grow at a compounded annual growth rate of 24.7%, where Airtel has only 8% of its holding position in the DTH industries. And in corporate governance of Bharti Airtel, has corporate governance as audit committee, CSR committee, HR and remunerations committee, stakeholders committee, and risk management committee. Broadly, the corporate governance and sustainability of Bharti Airtel, the Institute of Directors awarded Golden Peacock Award for Bharti Airtel's corporate governance. And next, in competitive analysis, we took Indian and global competitors' credit ratings by various credit rating agencies, where nationally Reliance Jio has AAA ratings from CRISIL, and internationally Moody's rated Baa2 for AT&T.
When we look into the capital structure of Bharti Airtel, the total promoters is 32.67% and public sector shareholding is 67.14%. So promoters having significant holding. Next, debt to equity. In the Bharti Airtel, the level of debt is high, which compared to the net worth greater than 40%, and the current debt is not well covered by the operating cash flows. Bharti Airtel's average long-term debt equity ratio for over last 5 financial years is constant. So the company has been placed safely to meet its long-term. Looking further into the segment-wise analysis of revenue, the Airtel led to the mobile telephone segment, and Airtel contributes more towards revenue in this particular sector. The substantial growth in African business has led to increase 30%. By looking in the return on equity, Airtel, it shows that the company has not used its shareholders fund efficiently last 2 years. So the return on equity goes less than 20%, and also the return on asset is not used efficiently by the Bharti Airtel. So the Bharti Airtel has generated a below average return on equity of 2.80% in the past 12 months. While all industry returned 14.92%, the Bharti Airtel recent performance is underwhelming. And return on equity of 2.80% implies rupees 0.03. Return on every day rupees 1 investor. To find management efficiency, we compare Airtel and its peer, return on equity, return on asset, return on capital employed, fixed asset turnover ratio. In this we can see that Bharti Airtel generate below average return on equity of 2.50%, and the Bharti Airtel loss of equity is 13.40%. This means Airtel's return actually do not cover its own loss of equity with dispensary of 10.61%. The company pays more for its capital.
Here, let us see the operating profitability and operating performance of Bharti Airtel. First profitability table. To ascertain profitability of Bharti Airtel, we compare gross profit margin, EBITDA and EBIT. The gross profit margin for 2018 is 36.38. To comparing to the past year 2017, it is barely decreasing, and due to the competition, due to the change in industries. Operating performance. In operating performance, we compare the debt turnover ratio, asset turnover ratio and investment turnover ratio. The debt turnover ratio is declining in financial year 2018 while comparing to the last 5 years. The low ratio implies its company is not maximizing the timely collection of credit. And asset turnover ratio. The asset turnover ratio, when we look into assets, turnover ratio in 2016 to 17 increased growth and more higher, but in the last year, financial year 2018, it short term to decline, and also the Bharti Airtel have low profit margin. It tends into high asset turnover ratio. The investment turnover ratio is stable in the last 5 years. The lower ratio means a company is not using its investment money more effectively. The operating profit performance of the Bharti Airtel is continually under pressure, due to this intense pricing pressure. It has reflected in sequentially decline in EBITDA. Solvency ratio. In solvency ratio, we found that in 2018 the company is in a recovery position comparing to the past year 2017. The average cash ratio over the period of 2000 for the past 5 years is 0.31 times. It indicates that the company has been facing a liquidity problem to meet their short-term obligations. Interest coverage ratio. After analyzing the 5 years of interest coverage ratio in the past financial year 2018, the interest coverage ratio for Bharti Airtel is 1.37. When a company have interest coverage ratio only 1.5 or lower, its ability to meet the interest expenses may be questionable. And solvency, and we are comparing solvency and coverage ratio here. Solvency ratio is used to measure the ability of the debt and other obligations of the Bharti Airtel. The solvency ratio indicates whether a company's cash flow is sufficient to meet its short-term and long-term obligation. In 2018, the debt is very lower comparing to the cash flow to the long-term debt. It indicates the operating efficiency of the Bharti Airtel is good. In liquidity analysis, we compare all the liquidity components: long-term debt to equity ratio, debt equity ratio, quick ratio and current ratio. We compare these 4 components for past 5 years, and in the last financial year 2018, all these 4 components decreases. And based on the result of liquidity analysis, the long-term debt and debt equity ratio and current ratio quick is decreased, and this is not a better than a previous year. So the debt obligation is increasing to Bharti Airtel.
These BA1 situations means that the obligators are judged to have substantial credit risks and also speculative elements, but still have a superior power to repay its short-term obligations. So this is proved by Airtel as the company continues to take proactive steps. The company continues to take proactive steps in correcting its leverage. Like we can see, it has raised 1.25 billion USD through the sale of its stakes in African businesses and other subsidiaries. But these leverage planning systems executions would be possible if it is done in a timely manner, and that would be the most important thing that would help the company go better. Like we can see, all these ratings continue to be the reflection on the key derivatives of the Bharti Airtel, like the strong market position it has in the mobile operating businesses and all the healthy diversified operations in Africa and non-mobile businesses in India. Like we can see, the company's market position is not only strong in the telephone sector, but also it has a good improvement of EBITDA in its DTH operations and in tower infrastructures. Though the companies that businesses are not blooming to an extent, it has a growth percentage of 37 to 38% in 2017 to 41% of this year respectively. And these factors has helped the company to gain a robust financial flexibility. Like we can see, all these trends are partially offset due to its weaknesses. Like it has faced always continued competition, and it has faced a brutal price war with the Jio, which has made the mobile sector of the company go down. And it has only moderate debt protection metrics. That is, the company is concentrating only on the long-term debts, and the short-term debts are not in the notifications. And it has exposed always to a regulatory changes and technological risks. After all these, when we take the external factors, these components, we have taken the Altman-Zisco model to know the creditworthiness of the company. Like we can see, handling other market derivatives, we have arrived at a score of 1.13 of the Altman-Zisco, which indicates that the company is in a distress zone. But still, even though the company is in distress zone, it has its own key points which enhances its ability to move further. Like we can see, the company, we have given a rating of BB plus to the company, and even though if it has scored 1.13 in the Altman-Zisco, we have not recommending a sell option, because it has its wider perspective of meeting its long-term obligations. Like it has the tower, though the company has scored only 1.13 and it's in distress zone as for the Altman-Zisco, we would not recommend a sell option, and we would like to give a hold option. The various factors that would influence the decision would be like the competition from Reliance Jio is very high, like we have discussed, and the company have entered into payment banks, but still we cannot say that people would go for Airtel business and will not go for Paytm banks. And these are the key major risks that would be handling handled by the company. The company has its debt pilings due to its 5G spectrum auctions and other fixed costs. Likewise, the company has faced a loss due to its losses in subscribers in the recent times. After the intense competitions, the company has lost its millions of subscribers, but still the company takes proactive steps to regain its subscribers by having its merger with Tata Teleservices and gaining those subscribers. And likewise, in the debt pilings, to recover from the debt piling, the company has also taken steps to have the mergers with Telecom Kenya, where the African business is its healthy operations, and if the merger of tower infrastructures with Telecom Kenya would benefit it, and the operating cash flows from Kenya. The debt piling of the company is really high due to its 5G spectrum auction costs, and also the average revenue per user has also gone down due to its downswing of the subscribers. The subscribers have really gone down in recent times, but to acquire their subscribers, they have taken a merger with the Tata Teleservices.
Here I am going to explain Altman-Zisco. The Altman-Zisco is used to measure the company financial health. The Altman-Zisco is based on 5 financial ratios, and it uses profitability, leverages liquidity, solvency and activity to predict whether a company has a high probability of being solvent. We applied Z-score formula here. This is the formula. The formula for Altman-Zisco is Z-score is equal to 1.2A plus 1.4B plus 3.3C plus 6.0 D plus 1.0 E. So first here A is equal to working capital divided by total assets, and B assume the return earnings divided by total assets, and C is equal to EBIT divided by total assets, and D is equal to market value of equity divided by total liabilities, and E is equal to sales and total assets. So after applying all the ratios, we get ratios, and we applied these ratios in the Z-score model, and finally we get 1.13 is a Z-score. So according to the Z-score zone of discrimination, Z is less than 1.81, it is a distress zone. So here we get 1.13. So we conclude that Bharti Airtel is in the distress zone.